Hello and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Saturday the 9th of March. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. Okay, the weekend is upon us. Saturday selections are here. We're just, as we have been this week, taking it a little bit on the easy side in preparation for Cheltenham. So it is £13 across two bets. So main bet, 5-horse Canadian, and then we've got a kind of an additional evening interest, which is a win bet, combination win bet at Chelmsford in the evening. So main stake on the main bet, and I've definitely got a main horse as well. So before we do that, we will do review of Friday. We'll do that, and then we mention the Tips League, and that's just it. I'm trying to be here for a good time, not a long time tonight, but you know, famous last words and all that. So as far as Friday goes, got close, and we lost £3. We lost £3 Wednesday. We lost £3 Friday, so we're 6 down for the week. So not where you want to be, but we're not irretrievable. But what I absolutely am happier with is strike rate at the moment. So Don't Look Back was a well-backed horse, right down. I think it was about 12s in the end was the SP. 4th place. It looked like all major bookies paid that online. So we got some nice money back for that. I appreciate if you're on a bit later, you wouldn't have got the 33s on that one. And then Ardera Cross was not far, it was 5th. 4 would have done for Sky, 3 for everybody else. So just the single back on Don't Look Back. And then of the main bet, we had Bonnie Power disappointing after getting backed in this morning and then drifting a bit out again. Then the 5:45, we did get one up there in the place terms. So Suit Yourself Boss, 33-1 was the drift. So Channel had 16. So if you didn't get the 33s in the other one, you might have had 33s there. If you were possibly very canny, you might have scored a big price on both. But Suit Yourself Boss, 33s, SP, 16s there. No good. Then Jamara Bay just got a little bit boxed in. I don't know whether it was quite good enough to get to the leader, but it wasn't far away second. So we had 2 nice seconds on that one. And then Hortzazar, I really didn't think that was a good ride. Danny had Tudhope got sort of out on the wrong side, and then as soon as there was any inkling he wasn't going to win, I think he stopped the horse. There's no way that you could say that horse was run to maximum effort. If it was run to maximum effort, it probably would have finished 5th or 6th. It wasn't even that. So yeah, frustrating, I would say, on that one. I think I don't think it was the worst pick. I just don't think it was given the best ride, positionally speaking. And last time he rode it, he ride it even worse. So he's not a terrible rider, but I'm just not happy with the last 2 rides on that horse. So it was a place double for Jamara Bay and Suit Yourself Boss with the singles back. So 12 on 8, I think it was 884, 316 loss, I think that's what it was. So that's said £6 and 34 pence down, I think we are for the week. 13 investment, and then I'll get to the rest of the week. So let's just get straight cracking. Look at that, 3 minutes in and I'm already doing the bet. Got to be a record for me. Here's the main bet. So the obvious races to look at are these 2 Sandown ones. So 150 Sandown, Roger Pole. I'm not a massive fan of the fact it's a novice handicap hurdle, because form reading is quite tough in that one. But I'd have to say Roger Pole looks like it's got a solid enough chance in terms of from a ratings point of view. Still looks like it's got progression in there. And I think kind of ground distance looked fine for it. At prices, it was the one that I thought was the one that stuck out the most. So 16s on Roger Pole. Then we're going in the Imperial Cup, 225 Sandown. Definitely horse of the day. Lively Citizen. I think I've gone through that race, and I think you definitely would argue a case for the Skelton horses, but Favois probably about the right price now. And Knickerbocker Glory, I think you could argue should be a 9s 10 shot really, and you get a little bit more about this time. And then when I work my way down the card, then Lively Citizen stuck out like a sore thumb. I'd back the horse at half the price easy. So I think 40s is possible to get at the time of making this video. 33s with a few bookies, and 28s, 25s around as well. So you need to shop around to get the best price. But Lively Citizen, Horse of the Day in the Imperial Cup. 350 Wolves, stuck in a shorty at Wolves there. We'll see if I'll live to regret that. Sense of Worth, that is, I wrote it wrong. Sense of Worth, 17-2. Then we've got an even shorter at Sandown, 440 Hudson de Grugy at 6-1. Solid enough, I think, for the bet. And then the 540 Gowran Park, which I've made my second best of the day. Kate Knows Best, 18-1 in a bumper. I think it is a bumper. So it's 10p each way Canadian, 50p each way singles on the 3 double prices. So that's Roger Pole, Lively Citizen, Kate Knows Best. No singles on the single figure horses. We'll leave them. And we do a 40p each way double, Lively Citizen, Kate Knows Best, the 2 best of the day. £9 is the bet. Hills come out best. So there isn't at the moment any bookies paying more than standard 3 places on those 3. If you look at the top 2, most bookies are paying 5. But on the 150, Sky are only 4 because they have a promotion. I haven't double checked. I'm just making a massive assumption because I can't see a reason why they wouldn't be. They'd usually be on promotion if they're only giving 4. So I think Sky have a promotion. So then you get the 225, and Sky and Hills are 6 places on that one, which basically means Hills is the best place to put the bet on with, and then everybody else is a bit much of a muchness. So that's bet 1. That's the main bet, £9. And then, yeah, I mean, you make your own choices, right? So I'm going to do 2 bets for the channel. If you don't want to do the second bet because it's not your gig, then I completely understand. But I've got a win combination bet at Chelmsford across 3 races. Only doing it as a £4 bet. So it's sort of less than half of the main bet. But 7 o'clock Chelmsford, New Hope Bullet and Beneficiary. Then we're going 7:30 Come On Girl and Sumac. And then the 8:30 Dagmar Run and Reputation. 12 times 20p win doubles and 8 times 20p win trebles. So they are small stake, but I basically didn't want to kind of make this any more than half of what the first bet was, because it is sort of a bit more like the saver bet. And from a value perspective, there's definitely less in there. It always gets less when you start dutching horses in races, and then certainly when you start then combination doubling them and things. So. I basically made out that I think on form read, I would argue a case that these were the best 2. I mean, Sumac's one where last time out would absolutely have that a lot shorter, but the rest of the form's not the best. But so there's a little bit of debate about that one. But the other ones, I would have them as what I would say are the most likely winners. The 7th o'clock watch out there, I think there's a horse in there near the top called a Lafdow that ran at Newcastle, very much expecting that to get withdrawn, so I'm expecting a Rule 4 to go in, but I think backing them now before the Rule 4 goes in, which I think will be about a 25p if it stays the same, I think you'll get better value now backing before the Rule 4. That's unless they surprise me and run the horse out again. But and if they did, then I'll absolutely happily take these prices. So no bookie advice other than you want, in the morning if you're doing this, get a bookie with the best price guaranteed. The way this works is if we get one winner out of 6, we get nothing back, do we? If we get a bunch of places, we get nothing back. What we're looking for is 2 winners. If it's 2 of the shorties, then we'll get most money back for the bet. If it's 2 of the medium or upwards, we might make a tiny profit. What we really aim is if we can score a winner in each of them, that would be joyous, and we'd make a nice tidy profit for the day if that was the case. So that is bet 2, the saver win combination bet at Chelmsford. That is the extent. And then as far as Tips the League goes, a bit quiet at Tips the League. There's only 6 races on ITV Racing, so 6 valid races. It's the 4 main races at Sandown, 150 onwards. And then the first 2 races at Wolverhampton. So one of them is a listed and one of them is the Lincoln Trial handicap. I didn't fancy them from a betting point of view for the channel, so I've left them out. But there's only those 6 races. So 4 Sandown, 2 Wolverhampton. So if you're entering Tips the League, you know the gig, most of you. Do it by 2 o'clock. Reply to the Tips the League comment that is on this video. There's a comment about Tips the League. Reply to that to enter. If you just put it in the normal comments, it won't count. Maximum 3 selections. There was somebody last week who did it 4. That was an invalid entry. So 3 selections maximum. 10 points stake is what you're able to use. And yeah, if you can write it out in the way that I formatted it in the comment, that just makes mine and Stephen's life a lot more easier. And for those of you who don't appreciate, I get a lot of help with the Tips League. So Stephen King, who's a long time follower of the channel, volunteered to help me with stats. There's a few people who back when volunteered with stats. He has his own version of spreadsheets and stuff, so it's really helpful to kind of cross-referencing. So I'm forever grateful to Stephen for giving up his time just to run the stats and stuff, because he gets a lot of satisfaction out of doing it. So yeah, really appreciate that. And then on Tips League, there was someone did put a comment on the previous video around, should I make some sort of rule that says you have to keep playing, because I think there's some in some quarters there might be some frustration that Shosman's been top of the league for a long time and hasn't played, has made a conscious choice not to play, and the argument was, is it sort of against the spirit of the thing? And what I'd say is, I can kind of see the argument both ways. I can sort of say, like, you know, it's less fun if someone's just literally sitting at the top of the leaderboard not playing, right? So that doesn't make it exciting, because, you know, is it going to diminish anyone else's chances? On the other side of that, I'd say, well, to get to the top of the leaderboard, he had to put 10 points on a 33 to 1 shot. So that deserves to be up the leaderboard to do that in itself. And you could argue that, you know, for me, this part of the Tips the League is not just to have a bit of fun and enter. It's also designed, the way that I designed it in terms of staking as well, is to make some people stop and think about how they choose to bet. And so if they see in a format like that in terms of how well they perform or not perform, start to see in their own selections where they might have a lean that is good, whereas the lean's not good. See the people that find themselves at the top of the Tips League. Are they putting 10 points on one big price, or are they just doing lots of little things on short ones? And so what at the moment, what it says is, if you stick all your points on one big price and it comes in, then actually you've beat the house. So why would you continue to bet? So that's the argument, would be like, you know, let's imagine you won £200,000 in the horses, and you'd never won anything near that again before. Would you just carry on just losing more money, or would you think, well, I've now got a chance of winning even more money? Because actually, there's a very fair logical argument that says, if you won 200 grand in the horses, just stop. You've beat the house. You're well ahead. Like, why would you need to just go and enjoy the £200,000? So I'm not having any inkling to change the Tips League at the moment. So each their own in terms of how people's strategy is, and so yeah, I'll leave it up to everybody to make their own decisions about morality or not. Ultimately, the prize is pride, isn't it? Right? That's what we're playing for. Though I haven't got some big trophy. I'm not telling you, like, you know, you see people out there going, you can only enter if you like and subscribe. I don't know who likes. Like, YouTube doesn't tell me, right? So let's just get that myth out the way, right? When people say to you, you have to like the video to enter, I don't know who likes. No one knows who likes. YouTube might know. There's an algorithm that might know. But if you're a YouTube creator, you don't know who likes your video. It doesn't tell you who likes your video. So there's no way of knowing. And likewise, subscribing, you know who some subscribers are, because some subscribers are public subscribers. They choose to be. Others are not. So I don't have a full list of who's subscribed to the channel. So yeah, when people give these false claims about you've got to be subscribed and liked the channel, that is complete tosh, right? Likewise, have a look. There's certain channels out there which I just think is hilarious, to be honest, where clearly there's something strange going on. Something strange, like, brackets, they've paid somewhere for some bots to come and give them fake likes or fake views, right? So if you've got a video that's got like 500 views, it would be unusual for it to have 300 likes and no comments. That's weird, right? So there's an average of how these things work, about kind of likes to percentages and stuff. And in Tipster world, if you're on really, really well, your like to watch ratio and stuff will absolutely change, right? So I'm not meaning somebody who's doing really well and who's got lots of nice comments and stuff. I'm not meaning that. I'm meaning the ones where you go on and you're like, hang on, no one's commented, but you've got 400 likes and 800 views. That's strange. Yeah, yeah. There's a bit of that goes on, folks. If you actually Google it, it's quite easy. You can go and buy some bots. Don't cost you very much either. I think I looked into it. Haven't done it. Just to be clear, haven't done it. And I think my stats look fairly normal. But I think about 20p you can buy a like for. So if you're in the interest of trying to show people that lots of people watch your channel when actually they don't watch your channel, or lots of people like your channel when in fact they haven't been liking your channel, it's fairly easy to go on and pay a company to then get fake accounts and get bots to go and do it. You can pay tiny money and you can get ones that ultimately YouTube will take off, or you pay okay money and actually they're ones that come from legitimately set up YouTube accounts, and basically they then get paid to go and like your video even if they've got no interest in watching your video. So there's people out there that get paid to like someone else's video just because they've been paid to like it. That's the world we operate in, folks. So yeah, I did see somewhere once, a while back, there was somebody who made a comment, not on one of my videos, about something else, and I think they were suggesting that that a lot of the people that comment on my video are fake people, and that they've seen those same people comment on other videos, and therefore that means they're fake, because actually, in generally speaking, in the racing tipster YouTube world, like, you couldn't possibly like more than one channel, because like like, come on, like, seriously, there's actually people who think that all of you guys who write comments aren't real. Look at the ratios, right? You look at mine, I think it's about like 10% or something. It would be less than that, just less than 10%, right, of the people that the views like the video, right? So if you're doing particularly well, that spikes up. But there are, look at the ones that doesn't apply to, right? And either they've got comments closed, that's strange, or the comments are open but there's no comments. Always be very suspicious. If the comments are open, there's nothing there, but there's loads of likes. That doesn't seem to work, does it? Anyway, that's my nighttime ramble. I thought there's me thinking I wasn't going to have fun, and then I found myself trundling on about the whys and wherefores of YouTube. But yeah, I mean, God, you got to be committed to your channel if you think you're going to have to pay people to go and like it. Anywho, right, that's me. You've had the bet. As far as next video, I'd say there is an outside chance of a bonus Sunday video. Nothing for Monday, I'm not looking at that, but Sunday, the last of the Irish meetings, because the Irish meetings stop for Cheltenham, and then there's a couple on Sunday, and then there's none until Dundalk Friday. They look like they've got some interesting handicaps, as well as the Southwell meeting on Sunday that I'll be having a look at. So there is a chance of a bonus Saturday selection video ahead of Monday night's Cheltenham vid. So just putting that out there to let you know. But I'll update as and when I know more. Either way, enjoy your weekend. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.